I think you're like the second Mexican driver in this league. Charlie was the last one. Charlie was not very good, so you're the best Mexican driver in the league. Charlie was the funniest driver ever, dude. Yeah, he was. He was so good at Bahrain, and then everywhere else he was just not good at all. He just weaved in. Do you remember Zandvoort, where he was just weaving in the middle of the straight? He almost killed like 3 people. He almost killed me. Yeah, he just murdered Ian. It was so funny. I dive bombed him like crazy to turn 1, and then Tice went around the outside of him, and then he just turned left into Ian and killed both of them. It was so funny. Anyway, it's time to commentate. Let's do this, guys. Welcome to the 3rd round of the NPL Championship here in Season 10. We have 14 drivers, the second most ever in a race since we broke the record yesterday with 15. We're here at Silverstone for an 18-minute qualifying session, and we have a lot of return drivers and some new faces here today. The only new driver we have, I believe, today is... How do you pronounce the name? Elizik? I don't know how you pronounce it. Elizik, there we go. Elizik Whitey is the only new driver on the grid. The Aston Martin driver, of course, Day the Goat is not racing today. The teammate, and that means for the 3rd race in a row, there's only 1 Aston Martin on the grid. But it's fine. We still have 14 people. That's enough for a race. Ferrari. The first driver on track is Crazy Gruff Man in the Ferrari, who has been known to disconnect from every single session. Don't tell me Nantes just crashed his car in the pit entry. He just crashed his car in the exit of the pit lane. I saw the car jolting. That was very strange. Alone Mouse 54 in the V-Carb is 12th. Elizik is coming out now. He's going to be one to watch for today. He has had great pace in the practice sessions. And we also have Tice, and the championship leader, Alone Mouse, is in 12th place. He is only the championship leader from consistency, hasn't won a race this season. Of course, we have Dylan and Tice winning races at Australia and Las Vegas, respectively. Tice returning after missing the last race at Las Vegas, which was dominated by Dylan in a very chaotic race that had 3 safety cars, and we had a podium for Alone Mouse for the 2nd race in a row in this 100% podium rate for a driver who just started his career in NPL this season, along with many other drivers on the grid. We have, unfortunately, Kaiser could not make it today. We have still got Graham Crackers, who crashed out early on in the Las Vegas race last time, looking to make a comeback here today. Shazlamon returns after missing last race. He's here after he got a decent performance at Australia, finishing in 6th place. We're looking to see how he can have a good weekend this time. But this is the last race of the weekend, so people are going to make it count here at Silverstone. This is the first proper track. This is the first non-street circuit of the season, so it's good to see the drivers on a more smooth circuit and a smoother surface. As Yeetboy John is the first driver on a lap, as he's already heading through the first sector. Yeetboy John, of course, is currently sitting 4th in the championship, just behind Tice, and it's interesting to see how this will play out here today. We're going to watch the tyre, and we're going to watch the fastest lap. So let's see how this goes. On board with the V-Carb as he goes into... I forgot all the names of the corners. I think it's Luffield, don't quote me on that. Purple first sector, of course, he's the first driver to do a lap. Falaxis spins round on his lap already, and that's not good for the Red Bull driver as he's gone off the track in turn 3. I need to look, I might just get up the track map so I can read the corner names, because this track's meant to have iconic corner names. I only remember like Stowe and Cups and like Abbey and a few other corners, but not really many. Thank you, Dan, for posting the stream, by the way. Oh, Brody did it too. Thank you, Brody, as well. Okay, Brody was first. Thank you, Brody, first, and then Dan second. As ever, Dan is second and not first. Anyway, Ethan is on a lap. I'm joking. Don't worry, Dan. Dan, you have the 3rd most wins in this league's history. It's fine. Ethan is... Yeah, that's the difference. 49 wins for Ty, 6 for Dan. That's the difference between the 2nd and 3rd most winning drivers. Of course, I have the most with 67, but we don't talk about that. Yeah, so you have 49 wins, Ty. He has 6 wins. Yeah, Dan has 6 wins and 2 poles. Guess who has the 3rd most poles, by the way? Brett has 13 poles. I have the most poles. Yeah. Dan has 6 wins. Fabian has 5. Fabian has 5 wins. Oh, spin there for the Haas driver. Who's that? Is that someone? No, it was Ninetez on his lap there. He spun out on the final corner. That's tragic. Wait, are there no... Oh, no. I forgot to turn rules on. That's not good. Wait, are there no rules? Oh, there we go. There are rules. Never mind. There's yellow flags. I could have sworn there were no rules. Oh, Eliza, there's a 127.0. What a lap. Ethan with a 28.3. Very far ahead of everyone else. Dan on a 30. What happened to Dan? He got a 34.2. He must have had a terrible. Like, he spun out on his lap. Alexis did too. Ninetez also had a massive spin in the final sector. Tice has yet to come out. And we're watching Dylan now as he's on a lap. He's the only other person besides Tice, I think, who's going to really properly contend for pole at this track today. Eliza, though, currently provisional pole setter in his first race in NPL. The last person to win a race on their debut was Jackson in Season 5, I believe. So that race was very interesting. Jackson that was his only race win in his career. The only race he got to winning after that was France Season 7, which was a very interesting race, where he finished 4th. Season 3. That was not fair. Brett took me out, bro. I'm never gonna forgive Brett for that. He's never coming back to this league just because of that one race. He ruined my championship. If it weren't for that, I would have won the championship easily. Anyway. No, literally. We're looking at Dylan on board right now as he's coming through. He's got purple middle sector for Dylan. Dylan is on course to get a provisional pole here. He's used all of his ERS though, going into the last sector. Dan is right behind, and very nice line there from Dylan as he heads through the right-hander. Using the overtake button everywhere he can. Yellow flags again. I think it's one of the Mercedes cars going slow. It might be the Rebel actually for Alexis, I'm not too sure. Tice on his outlap is in Maggots and Beckett's right now. Yellow flags out as Dan has spun around again, going in the final chicane. And oh no! What on earth? 1 second down on Elizac's lap is Dylan. That is terrifying. How fast is Eliza get the Aston Martin? Tice is last currently. He almost impeded the Haas there of Seslamon, who was going past. Is he on a lap is the question. I actually can't tell from this. What's Dan doing? Dan has had his lap invalidated, so there are rules I can confirm. Graham Crackers, isn't it? Oh, as Seslamon goes third. Oh, 200s behind Dylan. That was very close to beating his lap. Tice spins on his out lap, going into his lap. That's very unfortunate for Tice. He's going to have to try again now. Oh, he did. That's probably why Dylan... So, watching where Dan is, because of frame reference. Oh, he made a mistake there through... I think that's Brooklands. Let me look up the Silverstone labelled track map, so I can remember the names of the corners. Because I'm a very good commentator, you see. I did, only once though. That was, I don't know why, I couldn't see. The top right of the screen had someone talking in the chat. I couldn't actually see what his name was. I forgot that it wasn't Blitzmax. Blitzmax isn't racing, that makes me sad because he was really fast yesterday. He almost won the race if it weren't for him crashing under the safety car. Dan's pitting. We're going to see more people coming in for laps now. Tice is going to do a lap very soon as he's going up towards Cops out of Woodcote. I finally have the names of the corners now. Oh, of course, I remember all the turns now. As he heads through Cops, going into Maggots and Beckett's, the iconic section down here. First through Maggots, then Beckett's towards the end. And then into Chapel Curve on the left-hander, going on to the Hangar Straight. The widest straight on the track, roughly 20 metres wide, oh sorry, 15 metres wide, as he comes down here. He's weaving to get temperature in the tyres. It is, by the way, it's surface and carcass unlike last race, just to remind you all. Because I forgot to do that yesterday, but not this time. Tice is pitting, so he's 14th currently, hasn't set a time, and he is a contender for pole position. However, provisional pole by 9/10 of a second, because he didn't make a mistake on his lap, unlike Dylan, is Eliza on debut in the Aston Martin. I am willing to roast anybody for any reason. Because I love, honestly, I just realised every time I've to judge someone, it's always been Dylan. I think I might be a little bit biased. You know what? We don't talk about that. Crazy Gruff Man is weaving on his outlap, as you can see, and we're going to look at, I think this is Serial going into the pit lane. Yes, it is. Now it is a low mouse on his outlap, the championship leader here in the V-Carb, looking to preserve his championship lead here in the third round of the season. Is it a 14 race season? How many races are there this season? I think it's 14, but don't quote me on that. There's yellow flags in sector 1. I think there's an Alpine going slowly out the pit lane. Yes, so there is, with the McLaren of, is that Dylan? It is, yes. No, Dylan was the one out the pit lane. Dan is also coming out now, it looks like. Congratulations, Dan. There, Ty's got the joke. Anyway, anyway, Eliza purple again, 1/10 up on his lap. Yellow flags are out as Brody's slowing down until that car's passed. Into Stowe corner goes Eliza now. Look at that car. The way he gets rotation in the car is incredibly impressive under the braking there. As he goes into the final sector through the chicane, which is called Club. I forgot the name. Into Club corner. Through the Vale chicane, into Club, out the final corner. It's going to be 126. Yes, it is. 126.8. Provisional pole once again, extending his lead by 1.1 seconds over Dylan in second. Eliza means business here in NPL. He might be a contender here. He's like West. He just comes in immediately on the pace of the front runners. He looks like a contender to get a win here. Now West did win here in Season 8, of course. The only win he got in his career, actually. He lost the victory in Monza, where he was about to win. He won the race on the track, lost it from a penalty from rejoining unsafely, and crashing into, I believe, Sander at the time. Graham Crackers is moving out of the way. There's a McLaren going past. I believe that is Dan going through Stowe corner. And I think the best person to look at right now would be Tice, who's on his outlap now. Going down the back streets, going down the Wellington, so the Hanger Straight. We have 6 people watching the stream. Welcome to the stream, everybody. This is NPL Season 10 Race 3. We've had many races, as you can tell. Ones to watch for today. Championship. Calculator. It's like calc is short for calculator, guys, in case you didn't know. Anyone on the stream. Hello, Mouse, the championship leader with 30 points, does a 2-point lead over Dylan, is now going for pole position if he can. He's currently 7th on the track. He is the championship leader. He has a 1 minute 29.1. His pace isn't what's been giving him the championship lead here. Haas driving out the way is the yellow flag. Is that for 9-10? Yes, it is. In the Haas car down the Wellington Straight. As he comes out of Aintree now onto the Wellington Straight, heading towards Brooklands, is Alone Mouse on his lap. Who else is on a lap? Let's have a look. Dylan, it looks like, is on a lap. He is pushing. He is 4/10 up in the first 2 sectors alone. This is a good lap from Dylan. He needs to really hook up a good last sector, though, if he wants to be in the running for pole position. Look pretty connected through there. Went a little bit wide, though, going through Chapel Corner. I thank you, Brody, for putting that in the chat. I can't read it because for some reason it's broken on my screen. It says calc is short for calc for anyone that has the stream recently. That's all I could read. Anyway, into the final chicane, into the Vale chicane, going towards the final corner at Club. It's a 1 minute 27.4 for Dylan, still 6/10 off the pace of the Aston Martin of Eliza going after his lap. Sessamon is quite far behind. Dan goes into 6th place with a 1 minute 28.6. He is 1.2 seconds off the pace of his teammate. Is this becoming a trend for Dan to be off the pace of his teammate? Unfortunately, it would seem so. Anyway, Alone Mouse 54. Oh, and Tice goes faster with a 126.6. Tice on provisional pole by 0.2 of a second. What a lap by Tice. Brilliant lap from Tice. I didn't even see that. I didn't even notice he was on a lap. I can't lie. But he goes purple by 0.2 of a second over Eliza, who I thought was cooking. But he gets cooked by the 3-time champion Tice, the 3-time successive champion from seasons 3 to 5. Tice game of 10. Season 5 is debatable, but we don't talk about that. Eliza is 2nd on the track. So it is currently Tice, the driver 3rd in the championship. Eliza, who has yet to score any points in the championship because this is his first weekend. And Dylan, who is 2nd in the championship by 2 points behind Alone Mouse, is currently 3rd. I made a mistake in the last stream at Las Vegas for saying that Dylan was a championship leader. He is not. It is in fact Alone Mouse, just purely from getting 2 podiums in a row when Dylan retired from the race at Australia and Tice did not race at Las Vegas. So very close title fight so far. But I think the main contenders this season, based on the pace we've seen today, will be Dylan and Tice, and maybe Eliza if he can race consistently, because he definitely has the pace. Silverstone also looks pretty fast himself, but not quite the same pace as the front-running drivers. He'll definitely be a contender for the best of the rest of the season for sure. But it's early on in the season, anything can happen, and drivers may come and go in pace as the season goes on. Serial Pioneer is on the back straight on Hanger Straight now. Also, no, he is on the Wellington Straight. I was getting confused between the 2 Saubers. 3/10 up in the first sector alone. This is a good lap from Serial here. That is very much like he's on course to get into the top 5. Oh, yeah, the terrible corner there though at Luffield, commentator's curse. I didn't realise yesterday there was a commentator's curse moment. As I said, Blitzmax was doing really well in second place and had a chance to win. And then literally 5 seconds later, he crashed heavily on the exit of the corner going onto the long back straight down the Las Vegas Strip during the safety car, which is the funniest thing I've ever seen, but also very unfortunate because he could have won the race and beaten Dylan. Oh, Cyril has ruined his lap, unfortunately. So, the battle for pole between Titan and Isaac. Red Bull versus Aston Martin. It's like 2023 again in this case. As you see McLaren, Aston Martin and Red Bull battling for positions at the top of the podium. Oh, and Ethan has disconnected, it looks like. Not again. It's okay, we can invite him back. Why does this keep happening, Dylan? Is it not letting you join? Looks like Dylan is on. Brody's on a lap with a 1:33.6 being his best lap so far. We have a Haas stopped on the back straight. I think that is Sedgman on his out lap, trying to just make sure he has good tyre temperatures, making sure he has big margin to his teammate Ninetez. Tice bets he could do a better lap than that based on what he said on the radio there. As he comes out, oh, and Dylan has retired. What? Why is Dylan retired from the session? I'm looking now. Yeah, he is. Why is he retired? There's 2 minutes. There's 2 minutes of the session. I think he just thinks he can't beat his lap. Ethan, have you rejoined yet? I'll invite you again just in case. Anyway, Isaac, there we go. You might just have enough time to do a lap, Ethan, if you come out right now. Sedgman is on a lap, but he's been impeded, I think, by the Red Bull in front. I think that might be Felixis who was on a lap. Yes, I think he was getting out of the way, sorry. Dan is getting Isaac past, he's on his out lap. So we have many drivers in contention to be getting positions here in this qualifying session. We're waiting for Sedgman now. He is going to be doing that. He's currently 4th in the session. Isaac now weaving on the back straight. I think he almost went in the grass there as he was going down the back straight. 126.8, he's coming into an outlap now, so it's 2/10 the difference between Tyson and Isaac currently in the battle for pole position. Sedgman has moved out the way for Cyril Pioneer on his outlap. What? Tyson complaining about something wrong with his car or something. As Alone Mouse on his lap, the championship leader. We're gonna watch him now as he goes down the Wellington Straight on his lap. Let's see what his first sector split says. This could be an improvement. He's currently 90. He needs to be better than that. Oh, he's already 3/10 down. This is not looking good for the championship leader. As Brody has spun around in the final corner. That is such a shame. I see a car has gone up in position. Is that Felixis going into 6th place? Yes, it is. Good luck from Felixis there. Next driver to come around. Cyril Pioneer is coming into a lap now, watching the Haas driver. You're right. This track really does separate the driver skill level quite a lot because of the nature of the circuit. This track has really big, long curves and a lot of very treacherous curves. This track is just not the nicest to drive on this game. Felixis has a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Crazy Gruffman, who is currently stopped in the first sector with damage to his front wing. What happened between those two? The front right wing has gone on the Ferrari. I think he might have impeded him or something, but there's a grid penalty now as the session has ended for Ethan, Newboy John and Graham Crackers. We're watching now at the final corner. What can Alone Mouse do? As he crossed the line, he could not improve his time. It will be 10th place for the championship leader going into this race. Dan is 600ths down as of the middle sector. Can he improve as he comes out the far corner? A little bit of oversteer on the exit of the corner using the overtake button. And Dan does not improve. He just stays in 8th place. Cyril Pioneer is on a lap now. We're on board with him. He's a 10th down. No one's improving. Eliza goes 2nd, but only by 500ths of a second behind Tice. And it wasn't enough. Tice ends the session. Doesn't improve. He was lost massively down on his best lap. Oh, and around goes Sedgman into the wall hurriedly at Cups. Big crash. Sedgman crashes at Cups. What on earth happened there? And Felixis is now that there's no yellow flags for some reason. He stopped his car. I can't. That cam angle was stupid. Why the fuck is it watching the side of a fucking guardrail? I don't want to see that. I want to see the car on the wall. Anyway, Crazy Gruff Man has pitted. And that means Sajdaman, who was on a lap and crashed, he was a 10th up in the middle sector, he could have gotten ahead of maybe Dylan, is now going to finish 4th. So that means the grid for the race is Tice pole position. From Elizik in 2nd, Dylan in 3rd, Sajdaman 4th, Ethan in 5th, Alexis with a 5 place. Grid penalty will be low down to 11th place. Says a lot about the track. Yeah, this track really is. Thing is, there's very different tracks. Las Vegas is all about short corners. This track is all about medium speed and high speed corners. So it's very different. It is. ERAS management is very important. It is, yeah. And Sajdaman is making us waste our sweet time. Thanks, Sajdaman. You couldn't just fucking retire. Nice job, bro. I'm joking. Anyway, so the session ends with Tice on pole position for the 3rd to 40th time in his career. Elizik in 2nd place, Dylan in 3rd, Sajdaman 4th, Ethan in 5th. Flexus will be relegated down to 11th place with the grip penalty he received. Cyril goes up to 6th. Sort of the inverse of yesterday, where instead of Cyril getting the grip penalty, he now gets promoted up a place because of a grip penalty. Dan is up to 7th, Yeetboy John in 8th, Aloe Mouse in 9th, and then 10th, I believe, was... actually, I didn't see who it was, I didn't have time. But anyway, Aloe Mouse Rob Bull now in 10th place. Oh, I guess he is 9th now. Anyway, that is an interesting qualifying session. 500's the difference between the top 2 in qualifying, and then 7/10 the gap between the pole position and then the car behind, and another 6/10 between 3rd and 4th. That is crazy, the difference. The differences at this track are very noticeable, but the midfield looks incredibly close from Ethan all the way down to sort of Alone Mouse sort of territory. Now, race pace is the most important aspect of this track. We could see a lot of battles here for the lead of the race between Elizik, Tice, and maybe Dylan as well, if he can get in this lead fight. But he looks a little bit off the pace today. The driver 2nd in the championship. Tice looking to make a comeback here after winning in Australia and missing Las Vegas. And Tice gets his first pole of the season here at Silverstone. And looks to bid for his 4th championship. Nah, there's not going to be a safety car. There's never safety cars at this track. It was, yeah. Season 1 Silverstone. I should have won that race, I can't lie. But you know what? What do you mean? What is Dylan saying? Why don't you have the names on? What does that even mean? Yeah, honestly, Dylan can just cope and seethe. Ethan and Max and Bright all have more wins than Dylan is what I'm going to say. Anyway, here we are at Silverstone. 5 red lights in front of the drivers. Tice on pole. The rookie Elizik alongside. In his debut for Aston Martin, lights out and away we go. Tice gets a great start. Dylan does too. Elizik seems to be falling a little bit back into the pack. But it's pretty even start. Elizik goes down the inside of Tice into turn 1. Side by side between someone off the track goes one. McLaren is down off the track in the background. And Elizik takes the lead on the first lap of the race, going into the corner that I forgot the name of already. Fuck's sake. Anyway, into the lead goes Elizik. Sajdaman into 2nd place in the Haas now, alongside Tice. Dylan is just behind that now, and Elizik looking to pull away here on the first lap of the race. Sajdaman has a knack for having great starts. He had one at Australia as well. And Dan is now going off the track in the background, side by side for 3rd place. Sajdaman down the inside, he almost hit Tice around the outside. Tice though is going to stay on the inside, Dylan will as well. I think he might just make that move stick. We're going to look at Dylan on board now as he comes out of Luffield onto Cop's corner, down the inside. Is he going to make a move? No, he's not, but he's going to stay in line. And Sajdaman looking keen to make some moves here, make some inroads on the first lap of the race. Off the track he goes. We're looking at behind now. Yeetboy John in 5th place. 6th place is the championship leader Alone Mouse. Cyril Pioneer is into 7th place. That sounds like the position changes. So, Eliza goes up one place on the start of the race. Tyson second place. Dylan just behind, looking to make a move here. Sesamon just behind that. Everyone is in DRS range here as Ethan now overtaking Crazy Gruffman around the outside going into Cop's corner. Wonderful, sorry, Stoke corner I should say. And as they go through that, was a great move from Ethan up into 8th place. He's gone down 3 places though from the start. And he's now making a move down the inside. Is Serial Pioneer trying to get past the low mouse, who's gone up 3 places at the start. So has Deep Boy John, his teammate. Meow, Sajamon is all over the back of Dylan now. Here's a purple last sector. Sajamon looks on it today. He looks really fast in the Haas car, looking very comfortable today. As he goes to the outside of the track, he's going really wide, trying to get past Dylan, and that's all ruined his chances of making an overtake going down into the loop. And into Aintree. He goes down the inside. That wasn't a very good move, and he almost spins around. He does so a little bit spin around, and Yeboy John is now going right behind him. That was not a very good move there from Sajamon. The racecraft and the inexperience seeming to make a difference there. As weaving down the straight to break the toe is Eliza trying to break the toe. Car weaving in the background. Is that Ethan in a battle now in the back with Crazy Gruffman? Is he going to get past? No, he does not. And Tice seems to have an issue. He's gone off a little bit, and there goes Dylan down the inside as he's on the medium tyre. Let's have a look at the tyres here. As medium tyres for Tice is interesting. Soft tyres for Eliza. He looks confident that he has the pace here to go long. Tice is going to be struggling on these mediums, is all I'm going to say. Susamon's still in this lead fight. He might have a little bit of damage on that car, but given that we're on reduced damage, I doubt it. And Dan is battling with the House of 9 Tez, who does back out, and he's also now chasing after Graham Cracker, who is 3.5 seconds behind Ethan in 9th place, as Brody has fallen way off of this pack now in 14th. Alexis is also having a bit of a difficult start in the Red Bull, looking to capitalise from his great pace that we saw at Las Vegas. It is though, Tyson second place, chasing down the lead here from Eliza as DRS has enabled this lap. And it's looking like an interesting race up front. Medium tyres though, looking pretty good. Let me check. No, wait, it's not, it is him I think. I can't tell actually, he drives like an AI. Oh, Dana spun round, and so is Phalaxis, he spun 2 in the Red Bull. Once again, for some reason, McLaren and Red Bull are inseparable in these races this season, in MPL, just like in real life. As Phalaxis and Dan are battling going into turn 1, into Abby, into turn 1, he goes round the outside. That was a very nice move for Daddy, almost chopped across the nose there. Tice has lost DRS of Eliza going through the first sector. The ERS figures of the top 3 are very different, I must say. Very interesting to see purple first sector for Eliza. He's using a lot of battery though. Tice also using the battery, but Dylan, it looks like to be in the perfect seat right now to capitalise. Oh, he's gone wide there onto the gravel. Coming out of Luffield, he went a little bit wide into Woodcote. He goes towards Cop's corner. And what an interesting start to this Grand Prix we've had. So, continuing on lap 3 of the race, it is Eliza leading from Tyson second place, 1 second behind, but he is on the medium tyre so that he will come back. He just needs to be patient and not make any mistakes. It's an important thing to do at this stage of the race. ERS management is going to be a big factor here today as you see a big battle behind between Dan and Phalaxis. Obviously down on the hard tyres. Will he make a move into Magas? Surely not. Onto the sausage curb he goes. We've seen this before in Season 4 when he was battling with Ian. And side by side they go. Phalaxis though does manage to fend off the place. Very good battle between these two. Meanwhile, Sir Pioneer is battling with a low mouse. Just behind. Oh, and an issue at the front of the field as Ty's having an issue now with his brakes. Going into the Vel chicane, it sounded like 1.7 seconds now, the gap between Tice and Eliza in first place. Is Dylan now. I think there's an issue with his brake pedal, as has been the case often for him this season. It was the same in Australia, I believe. Suchselman looks really fast today, and he goes down the inside of Dylan. This time he does make the move, but no, Dylan will hang around the outside. He has the momentum on the outside of the track, and he does make the move, step back around the outside, so Dylan retakes the place and goes back into third. What a battle this is for second place, as the leader seems to be pulling away. Eliza on debut, looking to be really fast, and that goes Dylan down the inside of Tice. Can he make the move stick? The two contenders for the championship along with the low mouse are battling now with Suchselman just behind. Oh, contact, and Suchselman almost spins round as Dylan and him make contact. This is really slowing all of them down as they're losing time here to Eliza in first place, who's now 2 seconds up the road in the lead of this Grand Prix on his debut. What a performance already from Eliza in the Aston Martin. Oh, a massive battle into Cop's corner around the outside. There goes Z-Boy John around the outside of Cyril, and Ethan will get the place as he goes wide. We're looking at the battle here for 5th place. And it's so close going through here as they're on board now with Deep Boy John, trying to get a move here. Yellow flags. Oh no, there goes Suchselman. He spins round. He spins off there, and he's going to rejoin right in front of this pack of cars. Almost made contact there with the low mouse as he goes round the outside into 4th place. Goes the low mouse now. Huge battle, 4 wide, and oh, big crash on the straight. Huge accident. Multiple cars. Oh, into the wall goes Ethan. Ethan is involved. Suchselman is involved as well. Huge crash on the straight, and that's damage for Ethan, and there's damage for Suchselman as well. That was such a shame for them there. And Cyril almost hit the back of a low mouse. That was a very strange accident. They tried to go 4 wide on the straight. They almost collide. They pretty much did collide there. And Eliza is leading by 2.3 seconds here. I thought that was going to be a safety car or at least a retirement for this contact. And Ethan is very displeased with the driving etiquette of Silverstone as he goes past them there. That is a shame. Ethan now has damage. And there's a battle now between Cyril Pioneer and Alone Mouse. This battle's been going on for a few laps now from what I can see on the TV tower. Hopefully it doesn't disappear this time like it did at Las Vegas. Cyril Pioneer just behind. It's a 3-car train. And there goes Dylan past Tice. Will he make the mistake? Tice is going to hang around the outside, which turns to the inside. Will Dylan get the switchback? He's got good traction. Off the corner he comes. He does oversteer though on the exit of the corner, getting the wheel spin as he comes off of Lovefield. Into Woodcote now, heading towards Cup's corner. He has a lot of battery though. And Tice struggling with brakes, looking to be his Achilles heel this season. In F124, I'm not sure. I think it's his pedals problem. I don't think it is his fault. This is a very unfortunate situation, but there is a big train of cars here battling for 4th place as Z-Boy John doing a great job of fighting. Dan spins out again. Oh, side-by-side into Cups. Soslamon and Crazy Gruffman are side-by-side in Cups corner. They almost collided. Soslamon, though, does go off the track, and so does Crazy Gruffman for a second. Oh, and he lets him past. Oh, contact. Ethan hits the back of Crazy Gruffman as there goes Dylan past Tice, and he has made the move stick. And now Dylan must set his sights after Eliza for 1st place. Battery-wise, Dylan is looking to be in a really good position here. I don't think he realises that he has way more battery than everybody else. Oh, and a lot of oversteer for Dylan off the corner. Epo John, though, pulling away a little bit now from Alomas. Cyril Pioneer, I think, has made a little bit of contact here. Ethan now staying behind. The Tice now is the closest battle for 2nd place. Just behind him. Can he make a move into here? Well, he tried it. No, it wasn't worth the move. Was it worth the risk? I don't think it was. But he didn't make that move, and now we're on board with Tice going down the Wellington Straight, heading towards Brooklands. Down the inside he goes, using the battery to get past him. All the while, Eliza pulls away even further in the Aston Martin. A dominant performance so far. Dan spins around again. And Dan is now last on the hard tyre. Just does not seem like the best choice here today. I think that's what's been holding him back. But he has a lot of battery, so he could make up a lot of time here. But given that he's already 12.5 seconds off the pack, it's not looking good for Dan here today. For the McLaren team and the constructors either. Oh, a Tice oversteers through Cups. That was scary. He's wet on the curb there. Dylan in 3rd place. Could see that happening in front of him. He's going to be waiting for a good opportunity to get DRS on the straight. Heading through Magus and Beckett's now. Into Beckett's, then into Chapel, onto the Hangar Straight, the widest straight on the track. Good opportunity for overtaking as they're both slowly caught up to Eliza here, who is losing a little bit of time in this lead fight. Eliza does have very low battery actually, but so does Tice, as Dylan looks to be in the hot seat to get this race lead if he can just use his battery wisely. But he's trying to go for the long game here. I think they're both catching up because Tice's tyres are starting to come into the run, and Dylan has the pace to catch up with the leader too. And Dan gets run off the track there through Cups as he's battling with Brody for 30th place. Or did he go wide? Dan lost it in dirty area is what he said. And Brody... Dylan is right behind Tice, who's battling hard with him now, and the battle for 4th place is intensifying as the low mouse is all over the back of his teammate once again. Cyril Pioneer might have damage. He's really lost a lot of time to these 2 V-carbs in front of him. I'm not sure what's happened there as Dan gets past Brody for 13th place. Here comes Dylan now down the inside of Tice once again. These two have been battling wonderfully this season, all throughout the season. 4 seconds the gap now to the race leader. There goes Dylan as Tice complaining again, with I think of the braking. Here goes Dylan. There goes Dylan. Says the guy in 14th. Anyway, Dylan is in 3rd place now, battling for 2nd Harbour Tice, who's struggling very much with his car right now. I think they need a safety car now at this point to catch to Eliza, because Eliza is dominating this race so far with a 4-second lead over these 2 behind, who are just battling so hard they just cannot make any impression on him right now. A safety car would help these guys. Here comes Zeepo and his teammate, trying to get back past the limits. I didn't see them make the overtake in the first one, but these have been battling hard for position now. And this is not helping us. Behind Ethan is trying to get past Seslamon once again, who did cause that incident earlier on as the battle for 7th place. Into 4th goes Zeepo John, back past his teammate Alomas, who's now going to have to overtake once again. As we're watching now, Ethan chasing down Seslamon for 7th, on board with him we are now. And there we go once again between Dylan and Tice. Will they make a move into this corner down on board with Dylan now? Very close between the 2 of them, onto the curve on the inside. Very close between them. Dylan with 84% battery, Tice on 35, it's looking very close. Eliza hasn't got much battery, but doesn't need to worry about it because he's still pulling away despite that. Because of this battle in 2nd place, which is holding both of them back to be honest, They aren't being able to make an impression on the car in front. Downside goes Dylan. Will Tyce get back past? I don't think he will this time. Dylan, however, does make another mistake as he comes off the corner. And again, he's just struggling for grip in that car right now. And there we go, the battle between Alomouse and Yibo. He goes wide, goes Yibo, and there into fourth again goes Alomouse, the championship leader. Not as it stands. As it stands, Dylan will take the championship lead from Tyson second, and then Alomouse will be relegated down to third place. And Yibo John chasing his teammate in a big, intense battle here. As you can see a big train forming behind Serial Pioneer. Sosamon and Ethan are battling for 6th place on the road with Cyril now. Yellow flags are out as there goes Brody spinning out. Unfortunately there he spins at Village and onto the loop he goes now. That is unfortunate for him, but the closest battle on track right now is the battle for the 2nd place. As there goes Tyce down the inside of Dylan into Stowe Corner. There goes once again Sosamon has gone off. He always goes off at Chapel for some reason. I don't know what's happened there. He's gone overtaken by Ethan. He's right behind him though. He's bumping the back of his car and he almost hits him as he goes into Stowe Corner. That's not a place you want to do that as he brakes very late once again. Will Ethan get the switchback? He gets a good exit. And as he goes to the inside of the track. Oh, it's close side by side between the two and there's contact. Will he get the switchback going off the corner? No, he plants the car on the inside. That was good driving there from Sosamon as he defends the place. Alomouse now battling for 4th place. We're going to look at the battle for 2nd now. I need water so bad. I'm going to get some water. I think Dylan is battling. There goes Dylan now battling with Tyce. He managed to fend off the place. One more lap. There goes Alomouse into 4th once again. Down the Wellington straight. Goes in deep though. There goes Ethan. Contact, I think. And Sosamon pushed him off the way. Sosamon should get a penalty for that. Sosamon pushes Ethan wide in a dirty battle for 7th place. It looks like Sosamon not driving very well today. Much like Kaiser yesterday, just not doing anything. Just not racing very well when against other people. As we're on board now with Dylan right behind Tyce. He's on the medium tyre, struggling here for pace. He's going to have good pace at the end though on the soft side, I imagine. He just needs to stay with Dylan here in the battle for 2nd. Looks like Alezic's got this race under control in the Aston Martin. Looks pretty boring race for him out front. Yeah, I think he made a bit of a mistake though coming off the corner. As he goes down the back straight now, there's Tyce and Dylan. Oh, Tyce wriggling over the curb there. Your boy John and Alomouse battling. Alomouse is now ahead of his teammate. Oh, he almost at the back of his teammate. You do not want to be doing that when there's a car 2 seconds behind. And Ethan and Sosamon battling once again now for 7th place. Heading into the Vale chicane. Ethan struggling for traction as he comes back across the track. Yeah, it is awful. Yeah, it's really... Yeah, that's not helpful. Now, the drivers need to understand that there's a massive bump on the left side going into the first corner that will slow you down massively, and people keep driving over it and losing time. Yeah, flags are out. Brody spun out again in front of the leader. There goes Eliza past him, and Dylan is just behind Tyce. Oh, and Dylan almost spins out, and that might be some breathing room there for Tyce as he can now try to head after the leader. But it looks like he hasn't got the pace, to be honest. It looks like Alezic's the fastest car on track by a mile. Just no matter what the tyre is on. As you can see now, battle for 4th place. Ethan still battling with Sosamon, who is veering very wide off the corner and heading towards Cop's corner now. That is the closest battle as of right now, but very interesting race. Ethan is very close to Sosamon, who has decent pace, but he ruined his race by going off the track. He's just too aggressive, he is, honestly. Trying too hard to continue being in a good position. But as it stands, Graham Crackers and Crazy Gruffman are going to get good points for their teams. Graham Crackers looking to get his first points of his career. Dan has closed in the gap somehow to 9th. I think he spun out a few times. But that's the battle for 12. And pitting is Dylan. Dylan is pitting. And Tyce is catching up slowly here to the race leader of Elizic. So this race is getting a little bit more interesting at the front of the field now. Brody's struggling here through the first corner. Tyce now has been set free in this race. And he's already gained massive amount of time here on Elizic here. On this lap. He's already gained 2/10. As Dylan has pitted. Yeetboy John has pitted too, trying to undercut his teammate in that battle for 4th place. So, interesting there. As you can see, they're the only 2 cars that have pitted so far. Yeah, there is. The Wellington straight does have a giant bump on the right side, and it is something to be avoided because it will lose you a lot of time going down the straight. Tyce, though, has gained a lot of time this lap with the medium tyre finally coming into a good condition here. Is he going to go long, or is he going to still pit early onto a softer tyre? We'll have to find out. Out of the pit exit, looks like Dylan's going to have to get past Crazy Gruffman if he wants to get through here. Oh, he goes over the bumps, and that's going to cost him time. You can't afford to be doing that right now in the race. Not nice. The hards are always better in the second stint. The hard tyres are always better in the second stint, and they are a great tyre to go on to. But given that you're on a medium tyre tyres, I think it wouldn't be aggressive enough for you to go onto hards now, to be honest. I think you're better off to go long onto softs. You've got... Yellow flag says Dan spins out again. Almost spun again as he rejoined. So someone goes off the track again there at Chapel as he tries to defend from Ethan, I assume. As he's got DRS now, he's going to use the overtake button. He goes off to the grass trying to overtake him. Incredible racecraft as he goes down the inside. Ethan gets the switch back and goes right back down the inside. He goes into 5th place on the track, which I believe is for 7th place in the race. And there goes someone into the pit lane. Oh, and Dan's gone off again at Cups. Dan might actually retire the race, he says. He's really struggling today with surface and carcass, making it easy to spin again. Into the pit lane comes Crazy Gruffman. Into the pit lane comes Ground Crackers, and so too does Phylexis. And Sajamon also pitting, of course, as I said, in about of a 7th. And Tice has closed in about half a second on Elezic during the last lap, so it looks like he has the pace to slowly close in again, but it's a big gap to gain. But we've seen Tice do this before. He did it at Monza back in season, I think it was season 6? I don't remember what season it was. I think it was season 6. Oh, there goes Brody. Spinning around there. Coming out of left field into Woodcote. That's a shame for him. Tice is closing in rapidly here on Elezic for first place on the medium tyre. This is exactly what Tice needs. He needs to be running faster than him for every single lap for the rest of this race. And he cannot afford to let Dylan go any faster. As it stands, I can't tell who would come out in front between Dylan and Tice, but Dylan does have a lot of clean air in front of him. He's got 6.4 seconds of gap between himself and Ethan in 5th on the track right now. Tice, though, and here comes Elezic into the pit lane, trying the undercut, it looks like. Trying to pit early, obviously on soft tyres, mediums off the tyres, so he's going to try and go long in this race. The only driver to start on the medium tyre was Tice, and Suswan is on the mediums. And what is Elezic going to pit for? Pit for hards? He pits for medium tyres. That's a good idea for him. Halfway through the race, he's going to pit for medium tyres, and it looks like he's going to come back out in front of Dylan, maybe, unless Dylan has had an incredible last few laps. He has got some good pace here. He needs to use more battery, to be honest. He needs to just think about this race in the long term. Ethan gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. 10-second penalty. That is a shame. Oh, and Dylan nearly spun out there as he's trying to get back up to the leader. Dylan just doesn't understand about that bump that's in turn 1. It is, yeah, it's a shame. So Elezic is now chasing down after Tice, who was leading the race. Oh, will Tice get DRS on Dan? I don't think he got DRS there to Tice, but it was very close. Yeetboy John battling with his teammate now as they come out the pit lane. Alomas is on fresh mediums though, and the hard tyre, which is 2 laps old for Yeetboy, has not worked in his favour, and he's now right behind his teammate on older tyres. Ethan comes back out in the midst of a massive midfield fight between Crazy Gruffman and Ground Crackers. 69 in the Alpine, as you can see them now. Ethan is struggling for grip as he comes out the pit lane on his fresh tyres. 9 also pitting, he comes back out now. Dan actually might get past them if he's... Oh, I don't think he will actually, never mind. Dylan is 10 seconds behind Elezic. What on earth happened there? I have no idea what happened to Dylan, but he's lost a lot of time. So it looks like it's between between Tice and Elezic, as I expected, for the race win here today. To be fair, Tice, despite his tyre disadvantage, is keeping decent pace with Elezic, who has gained about half a second though on this lap. So Tice needs to think about what to do on his strategy here. And he needs to think about, yeah, using the battery as he is now to try and just close that gap between them. Be careful of the bump on the right side of the track. And he's alright now as he goes into Brooklands, into Luffield. He's got Dan in front of him though. A lap car might give him dirty air. He doesn't want to get in the way as Dan is ghosting now as he comes nearer to him. Here goes Ethan now, going to get past Crazy Gruffman on the straight. Will he dive down the inside? No, he won't. He knows, he thinks better of it. He's on the hard tyre. It's not his race to be battling with him right now. And Ground Crackers is the next one in line now to face Dylan, to face Ethan. It's only ghosting for drivers who are lapped. I can't control that. The game automatically does that. There is no ghosting, I think. Actually, there might be. I'm not sure. Tice, will he pit this lap? Oh, we almost went around, but he's lost a lot of time this lap, so I think he's going to come in this lap, so he should pit for softs. I think that's his best option to get in the lead fight here today. Pit 37 miles per hour speed limit, he comes in, doesn't speed, he lost a lot of time to Elizik on that last lap, which is not good for him, but he's going to have the advantage of tyres and pace at the end of this race, hopefully. He's 1.2 seconds slower that lap, despite coming through the shortcut of the pit lane entry. Onto the softs he goes. Where will he come out in this fight? This is very close between them. We're going to watch Elizik's offboard as he comes out the final corner. Tice is near the extra fastest lap, 129.5 for Elizik, and he comes out in front of Tice. But Tice isn't as far behind as maybe I'd expect him to be. Oh, let's have a look. It's quite a big gap actually. He's got Brody's lapped car to worry about now. He's 5.5 seconds behind, almost 6, so he's got a big gap to gain. Does Tice? He can't afford to make any mistakes here for the rest of this race. But that soft tyre is very fast and doesn't actually degrade very much at this track. Brody spins around again here on the exit of the loop going into entry, and he's gone off again almost. He's now got Dan to worry about. Is that Dan? No, it's not, sorry. It is Dylan in third place, who is way behind the car in second. That is a shame for Dylan, who was having a good race, a promising race, and now he has been dropped down the order. But now, as I think Dylan's gone past Ground Crackers. Ground Crackers, though, is sticking with him in the Alpine. So he is looking to regain the place. He's got good pace there. That's traction control really helping him as he goes through. Yeah, flash right. I think that is that Dylan? It is. Dylan spun around. Dylan spins around in third place. He's now 17 seconds off the leader. He only has a low mouse behind him. Now the championship leader before going into this race would be very costly for him if he finished behind today. Tice, is he making inroads on the car in front? It doesn't look like really he is. They're both pretty even on battery as Tice and Elizik here, so it's going to be down to how well can Tice connect his corners. They're even on pace in terms of lap time on qualifying. Oh, yellow flags! Is that Serial Pioneer? Yes, it is! He spun around at Cop's corner. I think he made contact with somebody. Oh, his controller... Wait, who's did? Oh no, Serial's this control disconnected in the middle of the lap. That's not good. And he's lucky to get away with that without any damage. It looks like he hasn't got damage, but I'm not sure. He's now got his teammate behind him, of Ethan, who is running in 8th place, obviously with a 10-second time penalty. Falaxis now battling with Crazy Gruffman, who is really off the pace here on the hard tyre. That hard tyre just does not seem like the best race tyre to be on, as is proven by Dylan, who just has no pace here. Tice is getting half a second here this lap on Elizik in first place. That's very good pace he's running right now. Meanwhile, Serial... Oh, no, good. Goes down the inside of Serial there. He goes off the track, but he makes the move stick. And now he's got his sights set after Ethan again, looks like. But Serial struggling for grip here after his car ran out of battery. The battle here between Serial and... Oh, he ran over the touch curve too much on the inside. That's going to cost him a lot of time off the corner there as Serial, unfortunately. Crazy Gruffman is battling with Falaxis here for 10th place. This is for the final point in this race. The pace is even between the top two, but it looks like Tice makes most of his time in the first sector. Around the outside, Falaxis is half a second up on pace in his previous lap thanks to the DRS. Down the inside, going into left field. Side by side with Crazy Gruffman, they make contact. They almost collide. That was almost a lot worse than it could have been. And they're side by side now going up the track towards Cops. This is not a good place to go side by side. We look at the helicopter view now. On the inside, Crazy Gruffman is trying to hang around the outside. 1:29.0. That is half a second faster than Elizik's best lap. And now off the track goes Crazy Gruffman. He backs out going into Magus and Beckers. That was a smart move there. And there's Serial and Graham Crackers are battling for position now. For the 8th position on the track. Tice has insane pace in that Red Bull. It looks like he is definitely in par. He looks like he's got the pace to win this race potentially if he can catch up towards the end. There's still 10 laps to go. So as long as he keeps his nose clean, he has absolutely got the pace. He's got purple first sector once again now as Tice. He has to be careful though not to use up too much of his tyres, but it's hard to gauge just how fast he needs to be. But he did gain around about a second in the last lap to the car in front. So with that pace, there's no doubt in my mind that he will absolutely be in the contention to win the race towards the end. Serial though is right behind Graham Crackers for 8th place in the Sauber. Oh, he goes on the grass and he almost lost it there going through the second corner at Farm. Oh, he hit the back of him hard and pushed him off the track. Serial pushes Graham Crackers off the track there and he hits him again. Serial there making contact with Graham Crackers as he heads through the first corner. Yeah, it might have been, yeah, it is quite laggy to be fair. But a little bit of contact there as the Alpine went a little bit wide after contact with Serial going through there, and now almost to get, he's so close, he's so much faster though, is Serial there, as he goes down the inside, going through Brooklyn, into Luffield, going towards Woodcut now. side by side on the inside of the track. This is going into Cop's corner. Let's go on the offboard to see how this goes. Surely, though. Oh, they're big crash on the back straight. That might be it for one of them. Big accident there. Completely spun around. Will that be a safety car? I don't think it will because he got going again. That's such a shame for Cyril there as he got absolutely swiped into the wall by Graham Crackers. What a lap by Tice. Tice is flying right now. He's got so much pace to give in that car. He's only a 100 slow. The consistency is off the charts. Tice is gaining a huge amount of time on Isaac here in the Red Bull. Oh my goodness. The battle for the win then is absolutely on, it looks like. 2 lap pressure tyres and the soft tyre is the best race tyre, it looks like, considering the tyre wear isn't actually that big at this track. But Tice's pace is unmatched on track. He is by far the fastest car on track right now, followed by Tice, of course. And 9 versus down now for 12th place is the closest battle on track at the moment, along with Crazy Girlfriend and Cyril now battling for a 10th place. So the battle stable. Oh yeah, flags are out. No, it's around. It's the Red Bull. It's Falaxis has gone around and he comes back on the track. He's right in front of 9 and Dan. It looks like, oh no, he's not. I thought he was for a second. He's not. There's about 20 seconds between them actually. Yeah, there's a big gap there between 11th and 12th. Oh, and Dan gets pushed off the track as he was being defended against by 9 who just pushed him off the track, and Tice continues to gain his lead. Purple again! Purple again for Tice in the middle sector. He's so fast here. I don't want to curse it, but he's just looking so consistent here. Tice is known for having great pace at the end of a race, and it looks like his racecraft might actually help him get the win here. This is going to be a fascinating end to the Grand Prix. Eliza looking to get a win on Davey for Aston Martin. He's driven such an impressive race. And there's a Dan. Does get past Eliza there. Fastest lap for Tice. Oh, and there goes Brody off the track a little bit there as they came on board with him. Your boy John. Oh, Lomas actually caught up to Dylan now. 1.4 seconds the gap between himself and Dylan as he's really struggling on that hard tyre. Lomas though is actually looking to get past Dylan, his championship rival here. This is for the lead of the championship potentially. In Chapel after my oh yeah, 9 spins out on the halves. That's a shame for him there. Falaxis, 3-car battle here. Is it gonna be 3 wide going into Stoke corner? There now 3 wide. Down the inside goes Falaxis. Cyril on the inside, and round the outside goes Crazy Gruffman. And Cyril lost 2 places, I believe. And there goes Falaxis down the inside. Will he make a move there again? Down the inside he goes. He locks up, and there goes Crazy Gruffman into 9th place. The battle for 9th is kicking off right now out of nowhere. I did not see that coming. As you can see, it is Crazy Gruffman up into 9th place. Falaxis in 10th, and now Cyril's been relegated down to 8th, so 11th place now. Yes, Crazy Gruffman is actually driving for the first time. It looks like he hasn't actually disconnected for once. This is great to see. This racing is phenomenal here today at Silverstone, as ever in this league. With 14 people on the track, you would expect it. Oh, Dan has crashed hard in the final corner, as he said, as he goes off of what corner is that, sorry? Club corner. He lost half of his front wing and now is all the good work's come undone, but it looks like he could pit and come out ahead, or just behind, sorry, of 9 who has also had an issue this race just a minute ago. I think he has spun out again. Who's that? Oh, off the track goes Falaxis. It is battle for 9th place. I think so. I think I might have accidentally not turned it off. Tice is chasing down Eliza for his life right now. 7 laps to go and the gap is 2.9 seconds. Falaxis versus Crazy Gruffman once again. There's a spin for 9 once again at Luffield. And as we're looking now, Crazy Gruffman is being overtaken by Falaxis. Will he dabble down the inside? No, but he goes to the outside, and I think that's it. I think he made the move stick there. Sesamon versus Yiboy John has just sprung up on me now. I don't know where that came from. I think Yiboy John made a massive mistake because he's lost about 2 seconds to his teammate on the previous lap. And as you can see now, Sesamon, will he go down the inside? Late move he goes. Yes, he does. Down the inside. And he makes move, but there's a switchback now for Yiboy John as he tries to go back around the outside. Contact as he goes through Luffield. And he goes back down the inside. Sesamon is there. Oh, Tice complaining about something. But he still gained time on this lap, so I think he'll be alright. Tice looking still great on pace. Your boy John is right behind him going through into Magus and Beckett's. Will he try and make a move here? Probably not. He's going to wait for the next DRS zone, which is on the hanger straight. Dan is pitting because he has broken front wing from when he crashed at the final corner. What do you mean safety car? What is going on? Why on earth did Yeet Boy John not try and make a move on Silverstone there? That was really strange. Ty's hoping for a safety car at this point, but I don't think he needs one, to be honest, because he's got the pace. He just gained about 3/10 in the last 2 corners. Oh yeah, the flag is out again as Dan gets lapped by his teammate. That is unfortunate, as Dan has gone off again. This has been an awful race for Dan, unfortunately. After a great 2nd place yesterday in his first race for the season, has been 13th this whole race. Half a second now the gap between Yeet Boy John and Silverstone. This battle is far from over. Yeet Boy John has the pace to keep with him. He's got DRS now as he heads down the back straight. He's not deploying his battery though. And still the battle for the lead rages on as Dylan almost spun out again. He's got a low mouse, I think made a mistake there as he's lost a little bit of time to Dylan now for 3rd place in the battle for a podium. Will Dylan make... Will a low mouse make it 3 podiums in a row? Yeah, you probably... We'll find out, I guess. You probably can. Oh, who is that? Is that... Oh, Cyril's gone wide. He almost spun out there at... entry going on to the Wellington straight, and Tice continues his relentless charge after Eliza for 1st place. All he needs is 1.7 seconds to get into that window to take the lead of the race. Yellow flags again, and 9-Tez has crashed heavily at the final corner, a lot of damage to the front wing, and there's no safety car. Despite being on increased safety cars, there's still yet to be one this race. He almost spun out again as he rejoined the track. It's because no one's lost their entire front wing, I think, is the reason there hasn't been a safety car yet. Nah, it wasn't, Tice. It was a good idea. Nah, you just gained some time on him before. You literally got within you gained half a second on him for a moment. You just need to keep being resilient. You might make a mistake. It's still late in the race. Anyway, I shouldn't be coaching a driver. I'm a commentator. Oh yeah, flags again. Why is that? Is that a McLaren? I think... Oh, 9-Tez letting past, I think, Yeet Mouse now, I think that is. Yes, it is. As Silverstone and Yeet Boy continue their battle for 5th place. And it looks like Tice is struggling to make inroads on the race leader of Elizik now. So it looks like Elizik's going to win his first career victory today if things continue as they are now. But anything could happen in the last 4 laps of this race. Using a quality setup, Tice. And that would explain a lot of why his pace has been a little bit lacking today. Despite his good strategy that he tried out, it just didn't seem to come together for Tice. He didn't quite have the pace. But he has still been faster in the first sector consistently. Massively so, in fact. He still gained time. So it looks like Tice gains all of his time in the first sector. If he can time it right, I reckon he can manage to get within DRS range. If he just keeps stringing together good first sectors, maybe on the final lap he'll manage to get up to him, but it's a big ask at the moment as there's a gap being 1.4 seconds before he gets into DRS range, which is all he would need to get in this lead fight. We know Tice, once he gets into DRS range, is menacing, and will always try and make a move at the end of the race. U-Boy is still in this battle for 5th place with Serge Lemon. Fastest lap was a 1 minute 29.0, I think. From Tice. It's 28.9 is what Tice did. Let me take some water real quick. As ever in this league, the races seem to die down just a little bit. With 4 laps remaining, the safety car will not come out this late, I don't think. Unless there was literally a crash right now. Coming on to 3 laps to go. Tice did gain a lot of time actually there on Elizik in the final corner, and this is where Tice gains most of his time, is in this first sector. So if he can chain it again, there's a slim chance that Tice... Oh, and 9-Tez is now last. He spun around again and he retires. First DNF of the race, he's out of the race, he decides to retire, and honestly I don't blame him. A miserable day unfortunately for 9-Tez here today. He got disqualified from Australia, and he didn't get any points yesterday. He did drive a good race yesterday though, so unfortunate for 9-Tez not to string it together another good performance here today. Another good result, sorry, as Tice in 2nd place, just about, almost within 2 seconds of him, but just can't quite manage to get inside that 1 second bracket he needs to stay in this lead fight. But so far it's seemed to calm down just a little bit, but as we saw at Australia for example, anything can happen. Dylan's pace here has been shocking. After dominating yesterday, has had no pace today. 35 seconds off of second place. And that is a shame, and Nantes leaves the Discord chat, as that is a shame for him. I mean the party, not the actual server. There's Tice on board with him now. This is actually the closest battle on track, is the battle for second place, sorry, the battle for the lead. As everyone has spread out quite a bit. Obviously also the battle for fifth place with Sechlemon and Yeetboy John. Ethan's actually closed in a lot actually on Yeetboy John. He's 2.9 seconds behind. But and 2.7 now, but I think it's a bit too late to catch up to him now. 2 laps to go. Tice needs a miracle lap here to get within DRS range, but anything can happen in this race here at Silverstone. Never say never in this league, because anything can happen. We've seen crazy things happen at the end of a race. Remember Australia, where we had multiple incidents at the end with Silverstone crashing with a few laps to go, and then also Yeetboy John losing the podium and giving it to his teammate when he lost his front wing towards the end of that race. So a lot of things can happen in this race, but Elizik has been flawless today, and the few mistakes he did make did not cost him too much time on the cars behind. He could stay controlled in this race, and finally Tice gets within 2 seconds of him. Oh, he struggles for traction though coming out of left field, but he has definitely got some pace left in him. 9/10 the gap between himself and DRS, but that is a big ask in 1 lap, but I reckon it's not impossible. It would just require a lot of precise driving from Tice. But I think Elizik's got this, you know. It's going to be really close though. I think ideally Tice would like to be in his DRS range, and Tice really needs to sort out his setups going into next weekend, as you mentioned earlier on, because this qualifying setup has made it so that his car is just not responding the way he'd like it to. And the tyre wear is awful because of the toilet setup having more downforce, which helps you in the corners in the short term, which is why he made up so much time before, but just not enough, it looks like. And as we head on to the final lap, we could be seeing a new winner here. The first driver to win in an Aston Martin since Max in Season 5 at Singapore. Yellow flag as Dan spins out once again. And he's getting lapped by Dylan again. And that's a shame. Yeah, Dan overtook Dylan after he got lapped, and then I think he spun out and then got lapped for the first time again. I think that's it for Tice. I think it's going to be the win for Elizik here, unless something big happens. Some lap traffic ahead as Ethan has closed the gap massively on Yeetboy John, but that isn't the closest cars on track. Those would be Brody, who's a lap down, is pretty near to someone. Who is that actually? Oh, it's the Sauber of Cyril, who is letting the race leader of Elizik pass. Lapping several cars in a 50% race is impressive from Elizik, who is absolutely one to watch for in this league in the future if he continues to race, and I hope he does, because what a performance this has been here at Silverstone. Managed to fend off a charge from Tice towards the end. Just didn't have the right setup to make something happen here. Tice, who has won here several times before, got his first career victory here at Silverstone in Season 1, did Tice. And Elizik it is, who is leading the Grand Prix with just one more combination of corners to go. Elizik, the Mexican driver, will be the first Mexican driver to win in this league. As he comes through the final sector now, Tice seems to back up a bit as he is content with second place. But around the final corner, through the Vale chicane, out of club, Elizik YT becomes the 3rd different winner of the season and wins on debut here, just like Jackson did in Season 5 at Spain at Silverstone. And to celebrate, Brody has spun out of the final corner. Tice takes second place, and Dylan 41 seconds behind the car in second. Let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not joking, I'm just joking. Anyway, Dylan is behind his teammate now. He's using his battery, he's weaving on the straight. I thought he was going to crash for a second there. Ethan has done a huge amount of work here to get close to the back of Yeetboy John, and he will absolutely preserve his 7th place despite the 10-second time penalty he got for speeding in the pit lane. What a drive by Ethan to preserve that 7th from Groundcrackers 69, who was in 8th place. But it is Tice who finishes 2nd. Dylan it is who finishes in 3rd place, and Alomouse, the former championship leader, loses it now to Tice, who's taken the championship lead after that race. And Alomouse now, so I think it's still, I think Dylan took the lead actually of the championship after that race, because he finished in 3rd. Alomouse finally hasn't got a podium, but he got 4th place. Sejmon gets 5th. Yeetboy John gets another 6th place in the pit lane for some reason. Ethan goes 7th. Groundcrackers is about to cross the line to take 8th for Alpine, his first points of the season. After retiring on debut yesterday at Las Vegas, he will come back to get 4 points for his team with 8th place today. Alexis now in the Red Bull comes around the final corner to take 9th, and finally rounding out the top 10, his 2nd points of the season for Crazy Gruff Man, who retired yesterday, and he's going to come across the line. Oh, sorry, I think he did actually get points yesterday, I don't remember though. Regardless, 10th place for Crazy Gruff Man, the Ferrari. What a race this was here at Silverstone. Who will got driver of the day is the question. It will be Alomas for the 3rd race in a row gets driver of the day. What a surprise. Alomas has been the most consistent driver this season without question. So, props to him. Still very much in the title picture. But it is Isaac YT wins the race for Aston Martin on debut here today for Aston Martin. What a performance he did there today. Incredible race here at Silverstone. We didn't see the lead fight we probably expected, but we saw a brilliant drive and a new winner in the series, the 14th different winner here in the NPL. Or I think it's 13th, sorry. But regardless, join us next weekend. What race is the next weekend? I should probably ask. Kota? Really? Oh, damn, that's going to be good. What's the other race? Oh, it's just Kota, isn't it? Because it's just a single race. Oh, it's fine. I could just ask the drivers. No one's going to hear you anyway. But anyway, join us next week for Kota. It's only 1 race next weekend. Then we'll go back to 2 races in 1 weekend the week after. So finally, let's just give a recap to our race results. Eliza gets the win. Tice gets 2nd with the fastest lap. So it's going to be really close in the championship between Tice and Dylan. I think Tice is the championship leader by 1 point over Dylan. Then there's a Lone Mouse. Also 2 points over Dylan because he got pole as well. Lone Mouse gets 4th. Social One 5th with another 5th place for him. Very good performance. Boy John gets 6th place. Ethan gets 7th. Grand Crackers into 8th. For Alexis in 9th. And 10th is Crazy Gruffman. Just outside the top 10 is Cyril Pine, who was a lap down just about. Then it was Dan, who had a really good lap of a 129.5, but just not quite enough to go there. He's actually quicker than Eliza's fastest lap because of the late pit stop on the soft tyres. Brody gets 13th and 14th. The only retirement of the race today was 9th after a miserable day for the Haas team. Unfortunately, spinning out several times and then retiring on the inside of Aintree. Thank you for joining us here for NPL Season 10 Race 3 at Silverstone. We'll see you next time.